Hi, and welcome to this day's episode of Everyday Fix. Today I'm going to be showing you how to diagnose power supply issues with your 3D printer so you can get it back up and running. So let's get started on diagnosing. So I know that I was using it. Printer was about to start printing and everything shuts down. First thing I automatically check, breaker, fuse. I'll pull this fuse out, checked it with my meter. Turns out that the fuse was good. So then I'm thinking, without opening this up, it's got to be the power supply. It's happened before when the heat bed and the thermal block are both heating up at the same time. I am running max amps. So I start pulling this apart and I'm like, well, I'm going to start checking this with a meter. So first I plug the AC power in here very carefully. I check all these pins for power. Now these are pre-fuse pins. Your 120 comes in right here. This would be your white leg, this would be your black leg, this would be your ground. These could be white or black switched around, doesn't really matter for these power supplies. Secondary terminal comes up here, and for this one your fuse is across these two. So power doesn't get to this switch unless it goes through the fuse. Checking all this and I'm getting power, but I'm not getting power from one side of the switch to the other. And I'm not getting power here as well, which is power out. That tells me the switch is bad. So I picked up another one of these, same exact switch as this one. My switch on the other one is broken here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull this one out of here. And I'm going to install this one, and then we're going to check the power and see if we got it. So before we install a switch, let me show you how this works. You have your power coming in here. You've got your ground, your black, and your white. Your ground, your black, your white. Black power goes up here to this terminal, which cuts across to here through the fuse. White power is right here. And then you jumper over like this, which this one already is jumpered over. And this one will be jumpered over as well with another one of these wires. And then your power out to the power supply is through this switch. That's your on and your off. So here's how you can check a switch to see if it's bad. You want to turn it to ohms, and if you have sound, you can turn the sound on. Check it. Getting a connection there. You're going to go from here to here. You get nothing, which is fine because this is a double pole switch. So these two are actually separate, but they're on this side of the switch. And then you go here. Switch is on. Switch is on. Now I'm going to turn the switch off. Check it again. Switch is off. Switch is off. Switch is off. Also, if there's a fuse in here, we'll be able to test the fuse. There's my fuse. I'm going to check it with a meter. Yep, everything is good. So now we will reinstall this switch into here and we'll have a working 3D printer again. I'm going to hold that nut on the other side or I won't get this screw out. Pull this one out. Install this one, which might not be as easy as I think it is because I can't get at this back side unless I pull this whole box apart, but we might get lucky. Okay, now that I've got the switch installed, I'm going to quick check this fused connection to make sure that my fuse was installed all the way. The fuse is installed all the way, and the power right now is off on the switch. If I turn it on, it should make some noise. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to take, so my AC power is coming in here. I want to take and I want to hook my ground up to here, because that correlates with this ground pin. I want to hook a white or a black up to here, and I want to hook my the other one, whichever I don't use here, so that the power from this pin, which goes up here and then across the fuse connection, gets shut on or off to the power supply, which gives us our on and our off for our printer. So we are going to go, if you look here on this power supply, it says that this pin is ground, this pin is neutral, and this pin is your line power. So that's your black and your white and your ground. Obviously they didn't use the right colors, doesn't matter. You've got ground, black or white, black or white. So I'm going to take and I'm going to hook the ground wire up here, which is my blue wire. I'm going to take my black one and I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to go on the other side of the solder lead to the switch. This is going to give us our on and our off. Now, if we plug AC power into this right now, which will make this live, so you want to be careful where you're touching. This power supply should turn on and the printer should also turn on. So let's do that. AC power is plugged in. And we have a working printer. Power off. Okay. And that is the basics of diagnosing a problem with a power supply on a 3D printer. And if you have to, replace the switch.